Honey, how about you spread your...
Watch this guy. I want you to watch how this guy preaches. Excuse the language, though. You know, I mean, but you got to get real here sometimes. Semi-literate. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I believe in St. Nicholas, though. Second note I'm gonna make. The spaghetti monster. and cast you into everlasting fire. Know that, okay? Tie you up? Okay? Who are you? You're like, I'm having a hard time remembering that one. Crucify him, crucify him. Give us Barabbas. Man, there's right now a lot of kids are there saying, who the hell is Barabbas? Turn to Jesus Christ, people, before it's too late. I'm just saying. We preach in love. The Bible says life does not consist of the abundance of things men possess. Okay, so you mark my shoes, you mark my camera, but it doesn't matter. It's about faith, man. If you deny me before man, Jesus said, I'll deny you before my Father and his angels. You can't admit it. If you confess me before man, Jesus said, I'll confess you before my Father and his angels. You gotta have faith, man. You gotta have faith. Well, because I'm a messenger, that's what God uses, human beings. Yes, ma'am? If you're not here to mock, I'll answer your question. Sir, you can't pull people away, sir. They have a right to listen. They have a right to listen, boss. Well, listen to this girl. Let me answer your question. There was a time when I was living as a lukewarm Christian. I called myself a Christian, but I was living in sin, and I seen a sign like this, and I was convicted. I began to read the Bible for myself, and sure enough, I was on my way to hell. So this sign does help. It alerts people, wakes them up from their slumber. And I'm not here to condemn people. It's a love. Well, the Bible says, preach love. And this is love. Yeah. I get what you're trying to preach. No. Are you a Christian? Well, you don't have any contradiction from sinners. You fit right in with them. The Bible says you're a friend of the world. You're an enemy with God. You have to have a contradiction. Jesus was a contradiction from sinners. Okay? What do you believe in? John 3:16? Yes, it's good. It's good news, huh? But after John 3:16, we got to continue to believe and repent. Jesus said, repent or perish. Many of these people, Jesus said, preach repentance. Tell me how I shame them. I would like to know how I shame people into believing. Oh, I'll get to that part. Well, you cannot paint it with a broad brush. There are many who have been receptive. Okay, so we're here for those who want to change. Those who want to continue in sin, they can walk on by, they can mock us. But there are souls here that see this sign, they hear the preaching, and they know they need to get right with God. Yes. Just because we get testimonies back, we're sowing seed, and in the future we get testimonies back to people who've been converted through the ministry. So of course, it's like a farmer. He sows a seed. You don't see instant growth overnight. God gives the increase. I just plant the seed. Another man waters. I heard there was another preacher here the other day, probably watering the seeds. But God is going to make the hearts grow, the spirits grow. Okay, I'm just doing my job. It's planting seeds as a farmer, as a messenger of God. Well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what you believe, ma'am. I got to obey God and His word. That's weed, sir. That which plenishes, that which refreshes. This guy. I can tell he wants some of that. I don't want weed. I don't need weed. What's that sign? You want some weed? I used to. You were immodesty and sex freaks? I think you're in the right place. I used to be a weed head, man. I used to be a weed head, man. Yeah. So, what are you, an atheist? I'm in everything, man. I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a lukewarm Christian. Look at your show. Whatever. You're on your way to hell, too. You're on your way to hell, man. Hey, man, you're already in hell. Careful. Hey, all right. No, this is a beautiful city, man. It's just been taken over by a lot of perverts. Well, the Bible says that. Great, now we called everybody a pervert. In the future, the whole earth, born again Christians are going to inherit the whole earth. So this is born again Christians are going to inherit the whole earth. You heard that? I guess us Catholics are out of the game. I don't need any money, ma'am. Oh, God bless you. Are you guys Christians? Are you guys Christians? Praise God. I'll put this in the ministry. Okay, now that we saw that, a couple of things. One, if I may be frank, this kid at this college campus, this young man, he's doing this definitely from a good place. He wants to preach the gospel. He wants to share with everyone the salvation of Jesus Christ on the cross. It's clear he's not Catholic. That's okay. He's still preaching Jesus Christ, and that's always a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. However, there are certain things that came up, and again, I want to apologize for the profanity that the hecklers were doing
were using on him. And you know, it's a sad day when you see this kind of thing, because this could have been like, there's 3 points that I want to just address real quick, and I think I'm dragging this. The first point is when that guy said that the Bible was written by a bunch of illiterates. He doesn't know anything about the Bible. Obviously, he's the one who lacks the knowledge, but he didn't address that. You see, had it been me, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I kind of know for a fact that the Bible was not written by a bunch of illiterate morons. It was written over a 3,000-year period by a variety of people from different backgrounds, from in the Middle East, over a period of time, over 3,000 years, and they were compilated and put together finally into what's called the Septuagint in the Library of Alexandria, which was the center of knowledge and learning in the ancient world. There were scholars there, not illiterates. They were the ones that translated the Hebrew into the ancient Greek of the time, because they were losing the Hebrew language because of the Greek influence in the Mediterranean world at that time. Because remember, at that time, a few years BC, it was already under Alexander the Great. So they were like, well, we don't want to lose our language. We don't want to lose the message here. So they translated it into Greek. Jesus Christ himself quoted from the Greek Septuagint, the Old Testament. The rest of the New Testament was written after Christ, obviously, within decades after his death and resurrection. So it was kind of like, so I would have dumped that knowledge on the guy, and he would have been able to rebuke that, because that's historical fact. I mean, this is just, you could get that from anywhere. You could wiki it, you can go to the library, you can do whatever the heck you want with it. You're going to find the same sources, the same saying the same thing regarding that. That's one. Two, I appreciated the young lady that went to talk to him, because she felt like she was driving them away more than anything, because of what he was saying. Oh, you're gonna go to hell. You're gonna go to hell. And that's not how you do it. Yeah, look, we're all going. If it wasn't for Jesus Christ, we'd all be going to hell. Heck, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to heaven, and I really hope I do, because I'm messed up too. I don't know if by him doing that, by him saying it the way he's saying, all he's doing is spitting out Bible verses. As if they're the same thing as saying hocus pocus or abracadabra, that all of a sudden that was gonna zap people with, oh, he's right, let's, no, if anything, that just infuriated them more. If he told one of the guys, oh, you have to be like little children, but he was following what he was saying, the heckler, about how we're supposed to be just blind and obedient to God, and this God that he doesn't believe in. And he said, yeah, you got to be like little children. I was like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how I would have approached it. I would have approached these things that they were throwing in that kid's direction from a different perspective that would help them think, challenge them to think. You have to challenge people to think, not to blindly obey. We all have a rebellious heart. The last thing we want to do is obey anybody, much less God. The truth is, we have that rebellious nature within us. So we have to inform the intellect. The intellect is deceit. Scripture says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. It's great to know your faith. Know it. Learn it, people. Learn it. Learn not just the Bible, but learn the history and the theology, the history, the spirituality, the exercises, the prayers. Learn it all. Learn the background. Learn all of it. That way, if you want to go out and talk to people like this, you'll be well equipped. Okay? 1 Peter 5, somewhere in the somewhere in the first letter of Peter, I believe, or it could be 2 Peter, because I'll post it right here. Always be prepared to give an account for the hope that you have within you, but do it with respect. He called them perverts. That's not how you do it. So, a little message. If you want to preach the gospel, Do it not only in what you say, but in what you do. St. Francis of Assisi said, preach the gospel, sometimes use words, which implies how much we have to also live it, act it, move on it. And that's a process. That's not something instant. And this guy, you know, I'm happy that he's wanting to live that life and he wants to let people know. He just needs a course, a crash course in basic evangelization and apologetics and how to handle hecklers, because he did a poor job in it, in my opinion. So let me know what you think. Do you think this guy was on the right, or do you think he should have been more well informed on how to approach people like the kind of people he was approaching, with more a sense of charity, a more sense of knowledge, of knowing, not just spitting out verses of the Bible thinking that was going to do it, you know, like they were lasers or something, pew, pew, pew. No, that's not how it works. You gotta talk to people where they're at and share with them the good news, but share it with them in a way that they can understand it from not just a biblical perspective, but from history too. History is rich in evidence of the existence of God, rich in evidence of that Jesus Christ was here on this earth and this happened. And there's so many extra biblical sources this guy could have gotten, but he just used the Bible because he's a born-again Christian and he's a Bible believer, so that's it. You can't use anything else. You can't use history. You can't use science. You can't use, you know, logic. Just gotta say the Bible. That's a problem. Anyway, just wanted to share that, guys, with you. Share that with you. Take care. God bless you guys. Until next time. Here on Rev 21 Films.